Again, welcome everyone. Frank and Melissa have chosen you, the VIPs, to witness and celebrate the beginning of their life together. In the time they have been together, their love and understanding of each other has grown and matured, and now they've chosen to live their lives together as husband and wife. What better place to start this ceremony than at the beginning? As a lot of you probably know, Frank and Melissa are huge fans of live music. And appropriately enough, are we on here? Appropriately enough, the day they first met was that they were listening to live music on the dance floor, as a matter of fact. The band was the Well Hungarians, a local band that Melissa is a self-proclaimed groupie of. Are we okay?
Yeah, you hold it. You can hold it.
Okay. So let me try and paint a picture for you of what was going on that day. Melissa enjoying her favorite band.
Trying to my table.
Are we good?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Let's try this. Is this better? Hello? Can everyone hear me?
Yeah.
All right, let me try and paint a picture for everyone.
Good.
Melissa? Yeah, everyone, let's bring it in so we can hear it well. Melissa was dancing to her favorite band, and they're at a winery, Mount Pleasant Winery, I believe. And Frank stumbles on over onto the dance floor as well, and he's dancing. Melissa's mom's going to guess.
I witnessed it.
So he stumbles on over, and they're dancing, and I believe the song was Lady by the Little River Band. And Frank and Melissa, they're dancing. They're not exactly dancing with each other, but Frank, he makes his way over to Melissa. He sees this cute girl. He's going to make his move. But his opening line is, "What do you think of my brother? Is this the greatest brother in the world or what?" And from there, horrible opening line, by the way. But from there, they hit it off. They danced a few more songs. Frank, do you remember how you were dancing? You want to give us a little?
With a bottle of wine in the bottle.
Well, they hit it off right away, and Melissa's mom was there, as well as Julie, Melissa's sister. They were sitting on a blanket just off to the side of the stage, and Frank made his way over there, sat down with the family, and according to Frank, that day he was killing it.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, he was using all his good material, all his jokes. You've all heard him before. And his performance was one for the ages. And as he was sitting there with Melissa, he thought he was doing a great job. But at some point during his performance, she asked, "So, where's your brother at?" And Frank took this news not so well. He was actually shocked to hear that. He thought he was doing great. After all the hard work he put in with Melissa, Mike was going to be able to reap all the rewards. So, a few days go by, and Mike and Melissa decide to go on a couple dates. Needless to say, probably pretty bad dates. They didn't work out so well. I think it was somewhere on the second date, somewhere in the middle of it, the brother switch occurred. Now, I'm not too familiar with the brother switch. From what I understand, something only rock stars.
Pull it off.
They pulled it off somehow, seamlessly. It worked out well. 3 years later, here we are today. In the past 3 years, Frank and Melissa have learned a lot about each other. Melissa learned that Frank is charming, he's funny, he's thoughtful, he's a sweetheart. Even though he tries to act tough. Deep down, he's actually pretty tough, or he's pretty sweet. Frank learned that Melissa is confident, independent, and supportive. She's especially supportive of all the shenanigans he likes to pull off. And they also learned that they love each other. For both Melissa and Frank, there was never a moment per se when they knew they loved each other, but there was a time when they both couldn't imagine life without each other. And if you were to ask either of them about their love for each other, I think they would both say they work so well together. They work so well together because they're so opposite. They bring balance to each other. For example, Melissa, she's a little bit quieter than Frank. She's a little bit more reserved. Frank, on the other hand, he'll talk to anyone. Mel is extremely competitive. We play on a kickball team together. There's some kickball members here. Yeah, go Chickens. And Frank, he's the coach of the kickball team. If he kind of rolls with the punches. I just want to give a quick story. There was one kickball game. I don't remember what it was or what I did wrong, but I screwed up. I think I cost us the game. I did horribly. Melissa, from across the field, I hear, "What the hell are you doing?" I look up and it was Melissa, angry, throwing a bottle down, storming around. I walk over to the sidelines. I immediately apologize. I really upset her. Frank, he's sipping on a bottle, he's having a good time. He walks up to me, "It's all right, buddy." Just a couple examples of how different they are. As we were planning this wedding, I had sent some emails back and forth with Frank and Melissa asking, how we want to plan things, how things are going to work out. And this is a great example of how they're different. Melissa would send me very short answers, bullet points, 1-2 sentences, right to the point. Frank, on the other hand, he didn't even write an email, he put it in a Word document. Attached to the email. It was 5 pages long. And that's what they'll tell you. But what I've noticed, and I'm sure they've noticed it, and I'm sure all of you guys have noticed, is despite these differences, they're actually very similar. For one, I know that for both of them, family is very important. They both love their families very much. They both enjoy finding new adventures on a regular basis. Recently, they went to Florida. They both went skydiving. If there's nothing going on a certain day, they both like to find new adventures to do. Like they'll go up to Shrewsbury Lanes and hang out for the afternoon and call everyone up. And even though there's nothing going on, they'll make a day of it and they'll have a great time. They're both a little quirky. Frank with his fedoras, Melissa with her love of the well Hungarian, a lot. And they both do things their own way. Take this wedding for example. I don't think anyone was going to tell them how it should be done. They're doing it the way they want it. But overall, they both have hearts. They both have huge hearts, and they care for everyone around them, and especially each other. And as the Reverend here today, I feel like it's my duty to impart some advice upon you. I've been to a lot of weddings, and I've noticed that a lot of priests, what they do is they like to give their 2 cents and tell you what you should be doing. I've heard that you should pray together. I've heard that you should pick your battles. And I've heard that you should never go to bed angry. All good advice, none of it's ever worked for me. What has worked for me...
I know what you're talking about.
What has worked for me, and I think what it all boils down to, and I think what those priests were trying to say, is that it comes down to open communication. And I think that you guys do an excellent job of that already. And when I say open communication, I'm not saying talk every day. Like at dinner, you say, "How was your day? How was your day?" I'm saying like the little things. Like for example, on a yearly basis, Melissa will make a photo book of everything that she's done, or the adventures that Frank and Melissa have done throughout the year. As a matter of fact, today Frank got a brand new one. And I was happy. I was happy that I made it in there. We were on about page 17, and I made it in. You're all in there too, so don't worry. And sometimes Melissa, she'll write little notes, slip it in Frank's wallet, maybe put it under his PC so that when he boots it up in the morning, it's the first thing he sees. Those little things are what's important. Frank also does a great job. He likes to surprise Melissa with little things here and there. But most importantly, he pays attention to a lot of the little things too. And I think, speak for all the guys out here, that listening to your wife or your girlfriend is one of the most important things you can do. Just listen, pay attention, and according to Melissa, Frank does an excellent job with that.
What?
And as the years go by, you guys are going to have your ups and your downs. There may be some arguments, there may be some really big arguments. But the important thing is that you both communicate, listen to each other, everything will fall into place, and you guys will have a long and happy life together. Now for the vows, Dominic, you have those rings?
Oh, good job, buddy.
Frank, if you could take Melissa's left hand.